Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Well, hi, Nick Collier here, and we had some exciting things happen the last day or so. There's a big hurricane down in Baja, Mexico, and one of the fingers stretched its arm all the way up to here, which is about, I don't know, almost 2,000 miles. And yesterday and last night it dumped a phenomenal amount of rain, which was great. We needed it desperately. The ground is nice and mushy. The sky is blue. The air is clean. Life couldn't be any better. And this morning I happened to be looking on eBay, which I do a lot of, looking for some deals, and I have been looking for this cutting head, or this cutting head process. Let me bring you in and show it to you. And you've seen this on my other videos, my busted up old piece of junk tool post holder. Now it works just fine, but it, one whole side of it had gotten busted out by somebody abusing it. The holder holds on to, the block holds on to the holders that holds on to the tool bits. And this is old school. This was popular back in the 80s and 90s before, the more modern approach came out. This particular one came with the lathe, and I just love it. And I have been looking for, extra attachments forever, not even thinking that I could get a block. And yesterday, or this morning on eBay, I found a block and 8 attachments that are going to come with this. And I am just jazzed. And it was, under $300, which is a great price, especially since you cannot find these things anywhere. I mean, whoever has them is keeping them. So we're going to go over to the table over there and have a look at the rest of these things and what today's project is going to look like. We'll be back. You may have seen this rack of holders, and they're all in some state of defunctness. Here's one that I'm not even sure it fits anything, but we can get rid of that. But the problem is I'm going to have 8 more holders go in here, and there's definitely not going to be enough room for them. So what I want to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to readjust the camera just a little bit so you can see where I'm going here. I'm going to come in, and one of the problems is I always have to kind of lean over to look at and see what my bits look like. Which one is in which holder. So I want to actually put them up here, someplace up a little bit higher, up at an angle, so that I can actually just at a glance I can look and see which bit is being held by which holder. So we need to build a rack all along this top edge. Plus I'm going to have 8 more of them. Well, not 8, I think 6. So we're going to build a rack along this top edge and weld it to the table, and that will kind of give us the kind of a new place to hold the holders, and at the same time give us more room on the table. So let's get started doing that. All right, and the cool thing is all these holders are the same size, which is great. So we're going to have, my holders are 3 7/8. So if we made a 4 1/4 inch holder or plate for these holders, I think we'd be in good shape. So let's go ahead, and we're going to make a 4 1/4 on the inside because, of course, we want that inside lip. And what are we going to do here? So that's this direction. This is that direction, yes. Now, that'll be fine. Let me get a pen. Okay, so we've got our rectangle. Now we're just going to go in and tack just these 4 little corners to get this whole thing locked in. And then we'll flip it upside down and weld the back side so that a piece of wood will fit in there that we can land everything on. Okay, so I'm going to want my holder to be up above these cans. So something like right up there would be really perfect. Let me get a tape. We'll take a fast measurement and we'll know that we've got 9 inches to the line, so probably 10 inches is going to give us plenty. And we will do that. Back to the saw. Okay, so we're sitting at 45 degrees, so I need to bring it back to 90, and I made this this little quick change handle here that basically you just unscrew it and you bring your backing plate over, tighten it back up, and you're all set to go. I make those, by the way, and sell them. So we got 10 inches. Alright, so we're just going to weld a couple of arms onto this, and that should just do exactly what we need it to do. Yeah, well, I think it's going to be just about right. We have a look at it here. This sits there, that sits there. We'll be able to throw a couple of welds on there and, you know, just figure out where we want this angle at. It's going to hang over just a little bit, which will leave us even more room out here. Something like right about there, I would say. Easy to get to, easy to see. Everything looks pretty good. So now all I need to do is come in and weld up these junctions, and we're all set. Maybe sand off these sharp edges here. But other than that, we're ready to go. I think what I'm going to do is roll this bench over to the welder rather than try to get the welder over here. Okay, we're all prepped and ready to weld. Let's put a helmet on, grab our, oops, we need a ground, don't we? We'll put the ground right there for now. All right, solid as a rock. Now we have one last thing to do before we can start putting things up on there, and that is I need to cut a little piece of plywood that will fit in this gap right here, and that way if anything falls sideways a little bit, it won't fall through. Okay, we got our little piece of real thin plywood cut. We didn't want it to be too thick. Drop that baby in there, and I think we can start stacking our tool bits up there. Let's see if we can find some more here. Perfect. Easy to see, easy to grab, easy to deal with. Where did I put the rest of them? I got 3 or 4 more of these somewhere. What did I do with them? Here they are. It looks like maybe even this. No, no, that's not going to make it. But that can sit down below, no problem. Same with my little boring bar holder. So that looks pretty good. We're going to be set there. I'm going to be happy with that. And we've got room for, I don't know, 6 or 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, which I think is exactly what we have, is 6 more. So that's going to be good, and I'll be able to put some other bits in there, other angles. All right, well, that was a nice little quick project. I did that actually in about an hour, which was unheard of. Usually I'm editing a bunch of stuff out, and I end up with an hour. But we've got a permanent rack for my holders, and that's going to make me happy. This is Nick Collier. Hey, subscribe. I try to put these little short videos up every Wednesday, and then on Sunday I put the longer projects up. Subscribe. We have a good time here. Okay. See you then. This is Nick Collier checking out.